Hello, everyone, and welcome to this midday Power Boost meditation. And the topic is the message of pain. Interesting. Pain has a message. Subconsciously or consciously, maybe some of us, we all know this and we live by that. If it comes to physical pain, many times. Now, for example, if you're working with a knife and your finger goes to the sharp edge and you feel the pain, you quickly withdraw the finger because almost in a reflex, almost instinctively, you react and you know this is not the right position for your finger, the right place for your finger to be near sharp edge of the knife. Or when there is a fire, we know we don't put our hand in the fire. And even if we do, we quickly withdraw because we kind of naturally know that pain signals us change position, withdraw, change this proximity with whatever it is the body is within proximity with. Now, in the same way, if you take your right foot and you put it in your neck, there will be pain in the hamstrings. You might not even reach, majority of us, foot might not even reach the neck. And that pain will tell us, put your foot gently back on the ground. And the moment you restore the safe position, the natural position, pain subsides, in essence. And so nature has this way, this mechanism of communicating with us through this mechanism of pain. Nature cannot talk. No, nature cannot tell us, hey, do this or this is wrong, or correct us through communication of language. Nature has other methods to communicate with us. And so in essence, with these simple forms of physical pain, it means your positioning is wrong, the bodily positioning is wrong, and change it. And there will be a relief of that pain, or there will be no pain. And so in the broader scheme of things, we can understand that nature actually works in cooperation with us. Nature exists for our well-being. Nature exists to cooperate with us and give us comfort. Now, this body is giving a certain comfort and a certain cooperation to the being of consciousness, to the soul, to the one who is experiencing everything. This body makes us, helps us move, helps us see, helps us hear. Nature is accessory, you could say, for the soul to go through this physical world, through this life in the physical dimension, and have many different experiences. Now, in this cooperating and friendly nature that supports the human souls, there is this phenomena of pain. And many of us may immediately dismiss this notion of nature being friendly, but that is maybe because we don't understand the way nature communicates to us. And that may be because we don't grasp the deeper message and don't see the bigger picture. And we have created a society that is scared of pain, that disregards pain, that misinterprets pain, that even maybe hates nature for it and misunderstands nature. But it is our job to learn to decode the message. And of course, there are more complicated forms of pain than just the touching of a knife or too close to fire or foot in the neck type of pains. But complicated pains, forms of pain, just means there is a deeper message there that we need to learn. Something of our physical positioning, something of our lifestyle needs to shift. But we can put our hand in fire and choose to ignore the pain by taking lots of painkillers and drinking a bottle of whiskey and trying to distract our mind and leaving our hand in the fire. But that will not change the pain. That will just numb the pain and make the problem bigger and bigger and bigger. And maybe that is what nature tells us also by giving us more complicated forms of pain. And not just, oh, my hand is burned, pain, and I withdraw. But all kinds of illnesses are more deeper forms of pain because of a deeper message that we have not understood for a long time. Our lifestyle may be need changing. Our mental positioning need to be changing. Say if there is the positioning of greed or of anger, nature may give us some kind of deeper tensions and deeper pains that tell us shift your mental positioning. Humanity as a whole, bigger, our environment may be telling us different messages that as a humanity we need to change our ways, the way we treat nature, the way we mistreat nature, the way we abuse resources, misuse resources, waste resources. Our environment is telling us can't support the lifestyles of human beings anymore. We need to come back to a more simple lifestyle, a lifestyle where there's no waste, a lifestyle where that is not motivated by ego and greed, but by respect, by wisdom and love and simplicity and humility. But at a deeper level, nature is also bringing us different scenes in form of calamities, in form of illnesses, different forms of illnesses which we try to shift or try to solve, but something else always comes up. And maybe from a spiritual perspective, we need to approach these things more from a spiritual perspective, not just from a simple lifestyle perspective or change of habits of not wasting paper and energy. But maybe there is a wrong positioning at the level of consciousness. Largely, our society is a body conscious society, an ego-based society where we function considering ourselves to be physical mortal beings with certain needs and desires and expectations. And maybe nature is telling us to shift us to a more spiritual understanding of self and of each other. as invisible, immortal beings of consciousness, a being of light who is an invisible experiencer and innately divine in nature, immortal. And this being of light uses the body not to accumulate things, to take, to have, to desire, not to express all forms of ego and arrogance and indulgence through sense pleasures. But this being of light has come to give, has come to bring a message of truth. This being of consciousness is here to serve. And so this positioning of taking and needing and lacking and wanting and desiring and demanding and expecting should change into a mental positioning of we are already secure and we are here to give, to share wisdom, to share values, to share insight into deeper truths, to shine light on what is beyond the physical, on the treasures that are invisible, to share with each other the beauty and the truth of being eternal brothers, souls, children of the Supreme Soul. And in essence, shift this mentality, this habit, this positioning of taking into a position of giving. And giving is not only gifts, physical gifts, but giving through your eyes, seeing the beauty in each one, giving through that attitude of benevolence and brotherhood and belonging, giving through words, words of encouragement, words of upliftment, words of empowerment, words that restore the awareness of being a soul, an invisible, timeless traveler, guest. So let's have a few minutes of deeper reflection. Meditation, one way you could understand meditation is reflecting deeply on spiritual truths and awakening that awareness within the self. Remembering the beautiful, timeless truth of the self. And so, as always, keep the body comfortable and consciously let there be a certain gratitude for the body. No matter if there is a pain here or tension there, or maybe even something more serious, but still, this body serves the soul. And it has served us for such a long time. We can see, we can hear, we can use the mouth to talk, we can use the hands and feet. This body serves us, nature serves us, even if it is not in the best of conditions. And by that in itself, it is such a teacher, because we as souls have that same attitude of constant serving. So just a certain gratitude towards the body, whilst reinforcing the awareness of the self as a timeless, subtle, living light. And just for these moments, no need to think of other things. Just come back to that essence, true self, a being who is imperishable, a being who belongs to that dimension of stillness and silence and timeless light, dimension of God, dimension of the family of souls, beyond this world of sense experiences. And this living light comes into the physical, into the world of matter, to play a game, to play a part, come to serve, come to remind others that they also belong to that dimension beyond, that they also are invisible, timeless observers. What a beautiful gift to wake up to truth of being an immortal soul. To be freed from that ignorant, false belief of being a mortal body. Body is just a vehicle, but the real self is this timeless, innocent, lovely, pure being of light. Coming into the awareness of this will emerge that highest nature. It is ignorance that brings out the demons inside and vices. Coming into truth, coming into light. Brings peace, brings out love and loveliness. And nature is signaling us that it is time for us to emerge that highest nature. All forms of discomfort, all forms of pain, through the body, through relationships, through whatever social situations, through the environment. Matter is signaling souls to come out of that body conscious positioning. Come back to the awareness of being a timeless, invisible, benevolent, pure being of light. This is the message of all forms of pain. Let us listen. And internalize the solution. Thank you, and have a good Friday afternoon, evening, and a good weekend.